Hello, this is Ness Tilson here. In this video, I'd like to show you how to set our production plans using Multiviews so that we can have general dimensions of our project printed out with our workshop documents. First thing to know when you set up a multi-plan is how Polyboard is going to call the different views. To do this, you just go into View Angle in the project mode and put a plan view in place. When we look at our project in plan view, we can see how Polyboard is going to name each different face of our project. The front of our project is here at the bottom of our screen. The left of our project is here on the left, and the right of our project on the right, and the back of our project is here at the top of our screen. And we're going to use this terminology to define how we're going to display the different views of our project in our workshop document. By default, when we print a manufacturing document by going into File, Print Preview, we will have a page with the actual view on our model printed out as it was on our project edit mode. And afterwards we'll go straight into the cutting lists and the different manufacturing documents. If we wanted to print other views of our project into our manufacturing document, we have to go into File, Partial Views, and set up other views of our document. Let's say that we want to print in our manufacturing document an extra view of our project, which is the elevation view of all these cabinets here on the right hand side wall. Let's just add an extra view. So I just click on our plus sign here and we have an extra partial view. And let's say that this view is a view from the left of our project, looking from the left onto the right hand side wall, and I'm just going to call it by clicking here, rename this partial view a left view. The left view by default is exactly the same as the project here, but if I click on the button here, left view button up top, we'll get a flat elevation view of the right hand wall of our project. If I click OK, now let's see what our manufacturing document looks like. If I go into print our preview of our manufacturing document, the first page I'm going to get exactly the same view as normal, and now I have on the second page an elevation view of the right hand side wall. But I can see also that I also have all the furniture in front of the right hand side wall. To get rid of the furniture in front of the right hand side wall, I'm going to create a cutting plane in my partial view. So let's go back to Polyboard, go back to our partial view edit, and I'm going to click on the left view here. Let's drag it with the mouse into an isometric view so you can see what we're doing. And I'm going to click here on the Add Cut Map list, create a cutting plane. Click OK. We get a sort of a pink rectangle which now divides our project into two, which is the actual cutting plane. Let's edit this cutting plane by clicking on the Edit button. Now we have the Edit Cut Map dialog box, and what we want is for it to be turned. We're actually at 0 degrees here. Let's turn it to 90 degrees so that we're cutting our project from top to bottom, as to say. We can define the distance of the cutting plane from the left or the right of our project, left and right, top and bottom being what we saw as the name of the different sides of our project at the beginning of this video. Let's leave it at 50-50, which actually cuts our project down the middle, and we can see that half the project is grey, which means it's part which is going to be now not seen, and the other part is in blue, which is the part that we're going to actually be displayed. Let's click OK. Now we can see that the cutting plane is defined, but we want to put the view back into a left view, so I'm going to click here on the left view button, and I'm going to click OK. And now if we go back into our print preview, first page we have the main view of our project, and on the second page now we have an elevation view of just the right wall. We can see that on our elevation view we don't have any dimensions. To put dimensions on our elevation view, it is possible to go into View, Cabinet and add cabinet dimensions, but this will put lots of different dimensions onto our plan and maybe make the dimensioning very confusing. So the better way to do it would be to use the measuring tool and add what we call permanent dimensions. Let's see how we go about that. To add dimensions to our project, first go to Views and make sure Cabinet Dimensions is turned off and Permanent Dimensions is turned on. Then click the measuring tool, and let's say we want to make some horizontal dimensioning across the top of our project, showing the position of the top cabinets. I'm going to click horizontal measure. Let's dimension the distance between our two walls. I'm going to move the mouse over to the edge of the wall here. Click, drag the mouse over to the edge of the other wall that I want to dimension. Click again, and this displays our dimension between our two walls. I'm going to right click the dimension and in the menu select permanent. Polyboard will now display this dimension here. Now let's put the intermediary dimensions between the walls and the different cabinets. Let's zoom in to get a closer view. Press escape to take away the last selected walls. Go over this wall again, move my mouse over to the first cabinet, click, right click the dimension and make it permanent. Escape again, and let's take again the edge of this cabinet here over to the other edge of this same cabinet. Right click the dimension, make it permanent. I'm going to move my mouse over the edge of the next cabinet. We can see that there is a separating board here which is 18 millimeters thick. I'm not going to put a dimension in there, so I'm just going to click onto the next cabinet, escape, click on the next cabinet, drag the dimension line over to the edge of the next cabinet here, right click the dimension to make it permanent, escape, click this one again, over to the next cabinet, right click to make it permanent, escape, click, click, right click to make it permanent, and then we have the last distance between escape, click here, and onto the wall here we have 20 mil. I'm not going to put that dimension in either because it's going to be too small to see, and I'm going to right click and quit my measuring tool. There we have our permanent dimensions set up. Now let's have a look what this gives when we do a print preview. We have the dimensions on our isometric view, and on our partial view we have our dimensions set up as well on our elevation of our right wall cabinets.